Can you hear me?
I can. I can.
Great, great. How are you, Alex?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
Happy Friday to you.
Yeah, happy Friday. It's everybody's taking off. So, anyways,
That's how Miami be.
I know Miami's always like that. So I'm so happy you responded, and I just wanted to get to know you a bit. And
Sure.
I'm doing a number of things. I'm at the University of Miami, and I do a number of things in tech, and I
Mm-hmm.
work with a number of attorneys. So it'd be great to get kind
Sure.
of understand your
I can give you a
background.
little intro. I can
Yeah,
give you a little breakdown.
thanks.
Our firm has been around for the past, let's say, 28 years. I think the senior partner, Mr. Cheese, set it up in 1996. He comes from an entertainment background, mainly film and TV. He used to be a vice president at PBS Broadcasting Channel. So he and obviously Yale, Harvard before that, and working in big law. So he kind of took that and decided to open up a boutique law firm dealing with entertainment in Miami. And we've been around for the past, as mentioned, almost 30 years. The other partner comes from a sports background, right? So he does a lot of work with MMA and boxing. That joined the firm about 8 years ago, first as an intern, then a law clerk, then got my bar degree in New York. I'm a New York licensed attorney. Russian originally, so traveled a little bit here and there. But yeah, after getting my degree and settling down in Miami, I've been working with the firm for the past 6 years. We've grown to now we have 6 attorneys in the team. We're still pretty boutique in that sense. So we have a wide range of things that we help people with. I would say if we wanted to kind of focus on categories, music probably is the most prevalent one. About
Great.
50% of the work is music. Then I'd say TV and film and entertainment in all the different production contexts, including adult production contexts and streaming and royalty collection, etc. There's also some of the work that we do. Sports is part of it. And I've also been pretty heavily involved with the tech space in Miami. I've been a director for the Founder Institute Accelerator. I've been a mentor for tech stars, spoken on things, and then
Hmm.
presentations, conferences, and all that.
And what
What do
is
you
your
think?
undergraduate in?
Also, I come from Russia, so
Yeah,
we don't
but
have
what did you
undergraduate
study? You studied straight
law.
law, straight
Law.
law. Okay.
I
Yeah.
graduated the first law school when I was 20, right out of high
Wow.
school.
Wow.
So you just go straight to law school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did the original law, then I did sports law in Madrid, and then I did IT media and information law, which is my current degree in Brooklyn.
Uh huh.
Um, and that is kind of the general kind of scope of the practice, right? This is where
And
I
you
focus
and you
on
do
tech.
patent law too?
No, we don't do patents. We do
Okay.
just copyrights and trademarks. We have partners that we refer people to.
Okay, but you're not in. Okay, good.
No,
So
no.
good. I'll just give you a bit of myself, and then we basically maybe can work on a number of things together. I'm a professor at the University of Miami, and I wear a number of different hats. One hat is I'm in the business school in our business tech department, where I teach artificial intelligence, machine learning, a lot of quantitative analytics, data
I've been speaking
analytics.
on a lot of those subjects over the past years.
Great.
AI
So
and
that's what I'm
complex is
saying. So those are kind of the areas, and especially now with the advent of, I've been in AI for quite a few years, but especially with the advent now of the Gen AI, it's basically we're looking at, I work with a number of companies and figuring out how they really can use it, and there's, trying to get from the hype versus now let's make it useful types
Mhm.
of things. And then I also work in the medical school in their translation research group. And I don't know if you know what translational research is. It's basically
No,
taking in the medical school their research and basically trying to convert it to product, transforming it to product and helping them with that. So for instance,
theory to practice.
exactly, but to practice more than even theory to practice, but in terms of products as well. So for instance,
Solutions, actual applications.
yeah, applications. So basically in the healthcare tech, and especially that's one area that Miami has at least some, work in the healthcare thing. So I do even seminars where I'll have physicians with computer scientists, with finance people doing projects together so we can kind of work in groups. So I do that. I do a number of, I'm doing my research, and then I also do basically work with a number of companies from startups to IPOs to Fortune 500 and basically helping them look at ways to where they should model themselves. So those are kind of like the things that I'm doing. And for community service, I do a number of speaking engagements. So the short term one is they asked me in this music tech conference on June 12th.
Oh yeah, I was supposed to speak there, but I'm leaving to Russia actually.
Okay, so the question is on June 12th, and that's where I got your name, if you could recommend somebody. I'm on the session where they're talking about the ethical considerations of the AI and basically what happens to these musicians when they're thinking about when they use Gen AI to help with their music or someone else takes their music. So if you could recommend someone, possibility from your group that could join us, it's on ethical considerations and it's from 3:30 to 4:30 on June 12th.
I can talk to an associate at my firm to see if he'd be available.
They be available. I think I have. It's interesting. I'm not just going to speak, but I decided I'd create a panel together, and where it's musicians that actually use AI to help them. There's also musicians that are a little bit concerned of what am I going to do with that AI, and then to have the legal part, to have a couple of attorneys come in and talk about what is the state of the art. A lot of times it's behind even to what the technology is. So if you could do that.
Yeah, like I can ask some of my folks in the
yeah, and
yeah.
it's so.
Gene wanted me to do a speech there, but yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, but in this case, what I'm looking at is instead of doing a speech, just to be part of a panel, so they wouldn't need to prepare.
I don't like speeches and stuff.
I don't like it either. And
I don't like to talk at an audience.
No, and what I'd like to do is I'd like to make it more interactive, that the audience, number one, the audience can bring in questions and make a discussion out of it, and two, even just the panel where it's a wide range of people from programmers to musicians to tech people, help us decide what is the legal ramifications of this.
Yeah, happy to inquire.
Yeah, so inquire, but let them know that they don't have to do, a long talk, but rather commenting and answering questions on that. And if you can give them my name for that, and then I can see. So
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does the music and tech conference, do they provide for Zoom element of the equation, or is it all in person?
They don't, but I always do it. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to try to do it, but the problem is a lot of times in the hotels, I can't count on their way. In today's the quality, but maybe later on you can come to one of my seminars. I do a hybrid approach in my seminars where I do it online plus we do it in a physical location, so people can come in. My guest speakers then can come in and come in and out, so they don't even have to physically be there. And what we do is I record my sessions, and I also do go live to YouTube as well.
Okay.
So I combine those.
I'm happy to send you some options, right? I can ask one of my associates.
Yeah.
Who was working with me on a couple of projects, who's familiar with the industry and space. To do this, I can do it if that's a Zoom element.
Yeah, we can think about it as a backup, but the problem is what I found out is they're not officially doing it, and when I do it, I'm not sure what kind of
setup, etc.
What I'm going to get, and especially in hotels. If it's at the university, I know the university has a good backbone to it, but at these hotels, this is just at the Hyatt Regencies. I find some
Wi-Fi.
that I don't know. So otherwise, that's what I would have done and say, hey, why do we have to, especially in today's time, why do we have to restrict ourselves to physical location?
Let me ask for sure.
Sure.
And then, moving forward, I'll be back at the end of June. So if you have any, executions or any...
Yes, I do. I have I have a number of things. And they always come up, and I'm doing a number of different projects, at the University of Miami, plus, for the community. I do it, now I haven't been traveling as much, but, like I have something in Las Vegas, in August, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's one
doing.
of those when it rains it pours things. I think, I got to like two conferences in March, then I came back in April. I was like, okay, let me relax a little
Yeah,
bit. I somehow got two webinars on my schedule, and then I had two CLE webinars.
yeah. Yeah, we've done a lot of. I just did one
Next week,
for
something
the. It was
like,
called DevCon. It was for developers, and what we did is part of it was we were looking at voice generation. You know, what's the deep fake
mm-hmm.
voice, how easy it
I just
is.
had a client ask me something about it
Yeah,
today.
we just
Yeah.
presented and we just showed people how you can record, and you can be any voices. And then we did like a show and tell. What I like to do is a show and tell where people just demonstrate something. So we basically said, okay, how many people think, we even did from, Trump to Clinton and their voices, what is real and what is fake. And it's interesting in the crowd, it was with Trump. I thought it was another one, but I'm just saying the entire crowd, the majority, was able to differentiate. When you took the whole
Well, the,
crowd.
the gentleman's quite memeable.
Yeah, right. But anyways, it's interesting. So basically, you're focusing on what? If an ideal client for you is whom?
Oh, it could be an independent musician, it could be just a creator, it could be anybody who's trying to launch a business or the entertainment or tech space, right? We have a bunch of startups, Web3 companies, AI companies that we work with, and then just regular, record label, publishing company, modeling company, management company, whatever the case may be.
And you
Just
provide them what service?
everything and anything, right? Anything transactional and anything incorporation and anything intellectual property protection outside of patents, right? So if a client comes through the doors and they need a company set up and all the corporate documents drafted and then the agreements with the vendors and
Oh,
contractors
okay.
and
As,
employees,
as being
and
even like their general
yeah, it's
counsel.
not really like the thing is that the general corporate paperwork, especially in the pre-seed seed
Yeah.
rounds, right? It doesn't have to be too complex and too detailed because either way you're gonna have investors coming back, they're gonna revise it moving forward,
Right.
right? So there is a certain element of providing basic protections, right? And
Mhm.
I've been doing it for 5 years, so I know
Mhm.
it's a little bit more than the basics,
Uh huh.
but it's one of the things that we've kind of added to the roster in addition to all the entertainment work for
Mhm.
production
Mhm.
companies,
Mhm.
musicians, etc.
Okay.
Anything and anything, truth be told, in the space that requires IP, licensing, protection, tech, anything of that nature. We've spoken at NFT NYC in March, so a lot of Web3
Mm.
projects. And we also have clientele in, speaking on AI next week on a conference in Fort Lauderdale. So just, we've had a pleasure of, pretty much every new case that comes through the door is kind of like a new use case,
Yeah,
for you.
especially now with the AI.
Yeah, and when you're a boutique firm, you have an ability to have as wide of a selection in that
Mhm.
sense. So we are very much so generalists and jacks of all trade within a specific niche, right?
Mhm.
And thankfully, a lot of the different businesses need those things, regardless of whether they are, a healthcare tech startup needing HIPAA rules, regulations, revisions, and things,
Mhm.
or whether you are creating a streaming platform and you are licensing content from creators to put it up on a subscription basis. Doesn't matter. The basics need to be the same for the most part when you talk to investors, partners within the firm, and IP registration
Mhm.
process.
Okay, great. So if you can reach out and maybe next week let me know
Will
of
do.
somebody in
Well,
your
can you
firm.
send me the details? Oh, is it what, June 12th?
June
What
12th,
time?
3:30. I can send you something, formally, but it's June 12th. Just write it down. June 12th, 3:30 to 4:30, just an hour, and tell them they'll be on a panel. And basically, the whole idea is the ethical considerations, of
Okay.
AI in the music industry.
Understood. Understood. Let
Yeah.
me reach out, and I'll get back to you shortly.
Okay. All right. So have a good weekend, and
You
it's
too.
good to
You
meet
too.
you. And we'll see if we can work something out together in the
Yeah,
future.
happy to put it in motion. I'll also
Okay.
send you a follow-up email with just all the
Yeah,
stuff that we
let's do that.
break
Why don't you
down.
send me now afterwards? Just send me a follow up,
We'll do.
and then also of your bio and things like that, and of your firm. It'd be good for me to have because so many
For
people
sure.
come to me and asking me that, especially.
For
Okay,
sure.
perfect.
Set it over.
All right.
Pleasure talking to you.
Take
Have a great
care.
rest of
Bye
your day.
bye.